Good morning, my dear students. I hope all are safe at your home and doing well. I am Anisha ma'am. I am going to take science for you. In this chapter, last class you learned about method of separation. So there are so many methods of separation that you learned in this chapter, right? So what are they? They are hand picking method, threshing method, winnowing method, sieving method, filtration method, sedimentation method and evaporation method. Is it? I hope all you understood all these method of separation that teaching by the Sumati ma'am. Is it? Okay. Now we are going to learn about same separation method but two or three method that we are learning in this. See children, use of more than one method of separation. Okay, so many method of separation that we learn. In this one, we are going to learn the same separation method that we are using for one mixture. We are using two or more methods. See here, we have studied some methods for separation of substance from their mixtures. Is it? Often one method is not sufficient to separate the different substances. That means some mixtures we want to use two or three methods. Okay, that we are going to learn. See here, activity 7. Take a mixture of sand and salt. That means take some sand and salt, mix each other. So that is the mixture of sand and salt. How will we separate these? Can we use a hand picking method here? No, it is too long. We can't able to separate. We already saw that hand picking method would not be practical method for separating this one. So what we want to do? Keep this mixture in a beaker. That means take a vessel or anything. Keep this mixture in that one and add some water to it. So what will happen? We are adding water into the mixture. What will happen? Salt in the mixture will be dissolved in the water. Okay, then leave the beaker aside for some time. Keep that beaker for some time. What will happen? Sand in the mixture will be deposited or it will be sedimentation. Here it gets sedimented. The sand in the mixture get sedimented. Okay. So do you see the sand settle down at the bottom? Yes, you can see that sand settle down at the bottom by the method of sedimentation. So the sand can be separated by decantation or filtration. So that sedimented sand, what we can do? We can separate it using filtration method or decantation method. So what does the decanted liquid contain? Sand we separated, then that liquid water contain what it is there? Yes, we know that it contains salt is there. Okay, so do you think this water contains salt which was there in the mixture at the beginning? So now we need to separate salt and water from the decanted liquid. So what we want to do? We already separated sand from the mixture. Next we want to separate salt from the liquid. So how we can separate? Here we are using another method. Okay. So transfer this liquid to a kettle and close its lids. What we want to do? Transfer it in a kettle. You can see in the figure 5.13. Right. So in that figure you can see a kettle. In that kettle we should transfer the liquid. So do you notice steam coming out from the spout of the kettle? So here you can see while heating what is coming out from the kettle. Some vapor are coming out from the kettle. Okay, so that we can call it as steam that are coming out from the kettle. Okay, so take a metal plate with some ice on it. So here you can see one metal plate. Over the metal plate we want to keep some ice over it. Okay, hold the plate just above the spout of the kettle. So where we want to hold it, just this spout is coming, no, just over it we should keep the plate. So what do you observe? So that evaporated water get condensed because of ice, it get condensed and cool down. So that water droplets here we can collect it in a glass. So let all the water in the kettle boil off. So how long we want to keep it? Whatever water boiling out, till that we should keep it. Okay. So when the steam comes in contact with the metal plate cooled with the ice. So here whatever water we are heated up, when it touches the metal plate, it will cool off. Okay. So it condenses and form liquid water. So this is the method of condensation here. So the water drops that you observed falling from the plate were due to condensation. So here first we are doing the evaporation method and another we are doing the condensation method also, right? So the process of conversion of water vapor into liquid form is called a condensation. So what is condensation? Your evaporated water, we collected it and we are cooling it. Again it will be changed into liquid form. So that process is called a condensation method. Okay children. So did you ever see water drops condensed under a plate that has been used to cover a vessel containing milk that have just been boiled? So I hope all you know. If you don't know, just ask your mother. She will show it to you. That means in the kitchen, whatever things that we are boiled or cooked, after that we will cover the lid. Cover the food materials, milk, water, everything with a lid. Okay. So after some time, if you open the lid, you can see some water droplets are sticking on the plate. Okay. After all the water has evaporated, what is left behind in the kettle? Nothing. Right. Water everything is evaporated. What will be there in the kettle? You can see some salt will be there in the kettle. Only water get evaporated. Salt won't evaporate. Okay. So we have thus separated salt, sand and water using the process of decantation, filtration, evaporation and condensation method. Right children? So in this mixture, that means the mixture of sand and salt, how we separated? First we use decantation method, next we use filtration method, then we use evaporation, at last we use condensation method. So here 4 methods are needed to separate the sand and salt. Okay. So Paheli faced a problem while recovering salt mixed with sand. She has mixed a packet of salt in a small amount of sand. She then tried the method suggested in the activity. So what he is telling, Paheli also done the same mistake. That means she mixed a packet of salt in a sand. So she want to separate. How she separated? Our activity 7. How we separated? No. Similarly, she separated the mixture. To recover the salt, she found, however, that she could recover only a small part of the salt that have been taken. So, what could have gone wrong? That means she separated, means she can separate only a small amount of salt. So, what she done? What mistake she done? She left some of the separation method, or she left some of the things. We should follow in this method, only we can separate. But she didn't follow. That is why she can't able to separate all the things. Okay. Can water dissolve any amount of substance? that we want to check. Okay. So in chapter 4, we found that many substances dissolve in water and form a solution. Right, children? We know that all the substances can dissolve in water. So we say that these substances are soluble in water. What will happen if we go on adding more and more of these substances to a fixed quantity of water? That means if you are taking a half glass of water, can you able to make more salt or more sugar can be dissolved in the water? Let us check here. Okay. Activity 8. You will need a beaker or a small pan. That means we need a glass or something, beaker or small pan. That means we are using for cooking vessels, that we should take here. A spoon, a salt and a water. Pour half a cup of water in a beaker. Okay. We want to take a cup. Half the cup we should fill with the water. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and stir it well. What will happen? The salt will dissolve in the water until the salt dissolves completely. Again add a teaspoon of salt. Again we are adding 1 more spoon. Again we are stirring. Again it will dissolve. Go on adding salt 1 teaspoon at a time and stir it. After adding a few spoons of salt, do you find that some salt remains undissolved and settle at the bottom of the beaker? Yes. If we are adding more salt in the same water, what will happen? After adding 4 or 5 spoons, we can't able to dissolve some of the salt. It will be remains in the water only. If as this means that no more salt can be dissolved in the amount of water we have taken. That means only a fixed salt we can dissolve in the half cup of water. We can't able to dissolve more than that. Okay. So that will be remains in the glass. So such a solution we can call it as saturated solution. Did you understood, children? That means half glass of water we can able to dissolve only 5 spoon of salt, means that is the saturated solution. If we are adding the 6th spoon of salt, that salt cannot be dissolved in water because there should not be enough water to dissolve it. Okay, so the maximum amount of salt that dissolved in the water, that solution we can call it as saturated solution. Understood, children? Here is a hint as the what might have gone wrong when Paheli tried to recover large quantity of salt mixed with the sand. Okay, so last activity I told Paheli can't able to can't able to separate more salt from the solution. That this is the reason. Okay. So perhaps the quantity of salt was much more than that required to form a saturated solution. Okay. So the undissolved salt would have remained mixed with the sand and could not be recovered. So she could solve her problem by using a large quantity of water. So in this here we told no, Paheli cannot able to separate all the salt, means what she want to do, she added more salt in the sand. That is why she added little water also. So all the salt cannot be dissolved in the water. It will be remains in the sand itself. So what she want to do to solve the problem? She want to add more water in the mixture. Okay. Suppose she did not have sufficient quantity of water to dissolve all the salt in a mixture. Is there some way that could be made to dissolve more salt before the solution gets saturated? That means she don't have more water. What she can do? Can you able to separate that salt also, remaining salt? That we can learn in our next class. Okay, children. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.